Hey, Divine Ones, it's Jerome Braggs, the intuitive who teaches spiritual seekers how to heal themselves and manifest well bodies and delicious lives through the practice of self-love. Today's video, I want to talk to you about something that I began to become aware of a few years ago. That is a pattern I saw around how we can tell what actually kills a person by what we say about them at their funeral. So, a little bit of history here. I have been to many, many memorial services, many funerals over the past probably 15 years or so, because I sing. This is another aspect. I'm a singer. And a lot of people would ask me when their loved one died, or um, when a friend of theirs died or someone like that, they would always ask me to sing at this person's funeral. So I've sung at family members' funerals, I've sung at friends, I've sung at other people's family members, I've been all around at memorial service and funerals singing to help add love and light to the homegoing service of someone. And I began to notice something while I was in these services. And it first came into my attention when I saw this video a few years ago by Dr. Gabor Mate, somebody that I love as far as his message and his work in the world. And he was doing this lecture, and he was talking about how he could tell what killed people by what they say about them in their eulogy. And he was talking about the different things we say about people in eulogies and how that gives us a very clear message about the energy and the behavior patterns that that person was carrying that caused the life force to bleed out of them, which is basically, he didn't say those words, but basically that's what he was talking about. But that's what causes us to transition, is when there's no more life force flowing through the body. And I began to notice this. So it kind of made me think about it. I was like, oh yeah, I do healing work. I've seen this. Those are exactly the things that cause people. And I said, I wonder if I'm going to see this the same thing. Well, I began to be asked to sing at these funerals, and I began to see this. And it would be things like this. People would say like, she was the sweetest person you've ever met. She never said no. She always said yes. He would give you the shirt off his back. He was always giving, 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 giving. He was a giver. Um, she never said a unkind word. She was always, so sweet. And I want to just kind of shed some light on why these type of things, like, you could always go to him to ask him for anything and he would give it to you. She was, she never made any ripples in the world. She was just sweet and kind. And these type of things are highlights for how this person lived a life that drained the life force out of them. Now, I'm not talking about people who were 90 years old or so and they transitioned. I'm talking about people who died suddenly, or they had a disease and they died. I'm talking about these type of deaths. And the reason why is like what you're saying when you say what the underlying message that you can see in the energy when somebody says, oh, she was the sweetest thing ever. She never said no. She didn't have any boundaries. She was a people pleaser. She always said yes, which means she was always meeting and serving other people's needs and never getting her own needs met. So she was highly unfulfilled and she was exhausted. He would give you the shirt off of his back. He would give you anything, no matter what. If you went to him and you said you had a problem, he would give you money. He would let you sleep at his house. He would do all this. Again, people pleasing, overgiving, completely imbalanced, not receiving, but always giving. So he was drained. And drained meaning energetically drained, and he wasn't happy. Because this is one thing that's a very key thing. Overgivers, we praise them in our society. We praise overgiving. We praise people who don't have boundaries, because those things serve us, right? If you don't have a boundary, that means you're always going to say yes to me. That means I'm always going to get what I want here, but you never get what you want. If you're people pleasing, that means I'm always getting my needs met, but your needs are neglected. If you are never saying an unkind word, that means you have a lot of unrepressed anger. You're not speaking up for yourself. right? You don't ever speak up for yourself. So you have a lot of suppressed anger, and anger sitting in the system poisons. So we praise in our culture and in our society, we praise these type of things that are actually killing us. And this is what we do at people's funerals and memorial services. We go and we say all of these beautiful things we think are really beautiful about them, but they're actually telling about how this person didn't live for themselves, how they didn't live a life that truly made them happy, or that nourished them, or that breathed life force energy into them. They were always giving life force energy out of them, and they were never receiving it in, and that is what killed them. And it's very clear how we speak about them at their funeral. What we say: they were so nice, they never had an unkind word, they would give you the shirt off their backs. They were always there for me. They were always giving money, money, money. They were giving their time. They never said no. But you don't hear them say, you know, I showed up and helped them a lot. That person did what they really wanted to do. They did exactly what they wanted to do in their life. They were really, really happy. That person spoke, if something bothered them, they would let you know. They would speak up about it. They would not let it rest. They would speak up and they would have it said and they would address it. Like those type of things will let me know, oh, that person was very healthy. And this is not what killed them. Their soul was just ready to go. But when I hear things like what I just mentioned before, that lets me know, no, that person was drained and they did not have the energy of their own soul in their body, and their body couldn't handle it anymore. And that's what ultimately killed them. Now, it may look like they left in an accident, or they left in a disease, or they left some type of way, but the thing that causes, if life force is pulling through your body consistently, you will have to stay here because you want to be here. That gives life. But when it's drained and when it's blocked, you're going to manifest some reason to leave. And you will. And we can tell usually what caused you to manifest a reason to leave by what we say about you at your funeral. So one, live in a way that people speak about you at your funeral, where they will say not just beautiful things about you, but they'll say you were happy and you got your life and you were fully expressed. And yeah, you rocked the table a few times because that's what you had to do so that you weren't suppressed. Live your life, live it well. And don't worry about what they say at your funeral anyway, because you'll be out of here. So until next time, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you some type of aha. I love you. Now go love yourself. Bye.